Your Greatest You, your step-by-step guide to becoming your greatest self. Visit www.luchtspace.com for more powerful tips and techniques to live a life of purpose. Introduction. Dear friend, I want to start off by thanking you for taking the time to invest in yourself by reading this book. I've been helping people break through their limiting beliefs, unprofessionally, for over a decade. It's been my passion most of my life. After years of studying people and how the mind works, along with my own personal struggles, I've been able to conquer obstacles and challenges that many would see as impossible. Growing up, I've had to deal with alcoholic parents, a mother who suffered from severe depression, an abusive father, personal drug and alcohol addictions, gang-related challenges, 3 attempted suicides, and many of the other day-to-day struggles that had me feeling paralyzed. After all of this and regardless of it, I've been able to completely transform myself and have been preparing to share what I've learned with the world by coaching people on how to overcome their own limiting beliefs and help them to finally achieve their own breakthrough for success in life. I've finally developed a systematic way of moving people past their limiting beliefs, what's holding us back, and creating new empowering beliefs that will bring an individual to new heights in their lives. My hope is that by reading this book you will be able to embark on a journey of self-development and, in the process, go on to accomplish anything you want in life and become your greatest self. I truly believe that every single person on this planet is special and has unique talents and abilities that will make a significant contribution to the world and communities. I aim at helping people eliminate all of their limiting beliefs they've developed over the years that are not serving them and that have been holding them back from making that contribution so that they can make an impact in their own life and the lives of others. 5. I wrote this book to guide you through your life and show you step by step how to reach your full potential. I wanted to pour out all of the knowledge and wisdom I've gained that have blessed my life personally and that I've seen work for others. Over the years I've gained a deep insight on the principles of life and success. Back in 2006 I began my journey in the area of personal development and committed myself to following and becoming like my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He is my greatest exemplar, although I do have other role models. Every person, great or small, who embodies any of the qualities I am looking to adopt in myself. I've kept my mind completely open without limitation to the consideration of different opinions, expert advice and also spiritual promptings from divine sources that made themselves present in my life. In this book, I've compiled everything I've learned that actually works. In the following chapters, you will discover the steps that will lead you to overcome anything that is holding you back from reaching your full potential. As you follow the steps outlined, you will have everything you need to accomplish anything you want in your life. Are you ready to impact your life and get rid of every barrier you have? If so, keep reading and most importantly, start applying what you learn immediately. I've put together a free workbook for you to download and print at http://luchtspace.com/free. This workbook will help you in applying the steps outlined within this book. Good luck on your journey. Let's begin. Section 1, Grooming Your Mind for Success. Your views, your life. All of us start our journey in life the same way, innocent and untainted. As we continue our journey, we develop a certain belief system based on experiences and interpretations produced by you or others you look up to. It's interesting how two people can view the same event so differently. That's all due to our personal interpretations and the experiences we've had. There are 3 things for which we create interpretations. 1. Ourselves. 2. Others. 3. The world. To begin understanding where your failures and successes come from, you'll need to examine your beliefs regarding these 3 areas. What is your view of yourself? How do you see you? How do you view other people? What labels have you placed on people individually and as a whole? How do you view the world in general? Is it a great place to live? Is it filled with abundance and adventure? Or is it a dark and scary place? Below are examples of views in each category. Examples of self-views. I'm a bad person, I'm a good person, I'm not good enough, I can't do that, I can do anything I put my mind to, etc. Anything that starts with an I statement is your personal self-view. These views of yourself can be empowering or disempowering/limiting. This view of yourself has perhaps the biggest influence over your life and the quality of it. If you view yourself as a powerful person, you will yield power. If you see yourself as a weak person, you will yield to others. Your personal view can be very limiting in terms of personal potential and power. A little exercise I get my clients to do to discover their self-views is the I am technique. Simply say I am out loud and finish the sentence. Example, I am a loser, I am stupid, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am ugly, I am amazing, I am unlikable, I am popular, I am loved, I am unlovable, etc. It is crucial that you be as honest with yourself as possible regarding the I am statements. I am statements are the most powerful statements known to mankind. Whatever you choose to place after I am will shape who you are and who you will become. The amazing part of this process is that once you are aware of your I ams, you can begin the process of changing your self-view. To start the process of change, you simply need to change your I am statements to all positive statements and work on believing them. The believing process can be accomplished a lot quicker with the help of a coach who can help you build that belief in yourself. Later in this book I'll be showing you how to examine your beliefs in relation to your specific goals and how to instantly change your emotions and beliefs to start producing immediate results. Examples of views about others. People are inherently good, people are inherently bad, people are out to get me, people are nice and want to do me good, people do their best with what they know, people don't care about me, he's a jerk, she's a bad person. Your views of others are found through the labels you place on them. You have a general view of people and then you have individual views of specific people. I've seen many circumstances where two people can see the same person very differently. One says, I don't like so-and-so, while the other person responds with why? He's so nice. Maybe you see him as too nice. There's got to be something wrong with this person because no one is that nice. These are simply different interpretations of the same person. One's life experiences have a major influence on how they see things and it can determine what you consider to be good and bad qualities, therefore creating an interpretation of the people around you. If you've lived in an environment where really nice people make up most of your associations, you may see this person as genuine. But if you've lived your life in an environment where miserable people make up the bulk of your associations, you may see it as weird and suspicious. Hence the comment, no one can be that nice. The only reason you don't believe a person can be that nice is simply because you haven't been exposed to people of that caliber before. Your interpretation is fueled by your personal experience and your interpretations of those experiences. Once you are aware of this fact, you can start to examine your interpretations and begin the process of change. You can choose to associate better, more positive interpretations to your circumstances and to the people you meet. When you catch yourself labeling people, you can take a step back and think to yourself what past experience prompted this label. Also, you may want to examine the emotions behind the label. Is it positive or negative? Working from a state of negative emotion will never yield good results in any situation. You must examine your emotions frequently and seek to alter them by making a conscious decision to interact with people and the world in general through positive emotion. You can tell negative emotions from positive emotions by the way it makes you feel. If it's a negative or bad feeling, it's a negative emotion. If it's a positive or good feeling, it's a positive emotion. Simple stuff, but most of us don't give too much thought to our emotions or state of being. Examples of worldviews. The world is out to get me, the world is my oyster, the world is a scary place, the world is filled with good people, the world is corrupt. If your view of the world is positive, your view of people will generally be positive as well because the world is made up of people. A person can view themselves as inherently good but see the world as inherently bad. But a person who sees the world as a good place to live will generally view people as good also. Your view of the world is also a very crucial element when it comes to your life experience and reaching your full potential. Note, negative emotions always lead to negative results. So if you're working from negative emotion in any of the three areas mentioned above, it will yield negative results in some way. These three views are what shape your reality. Your interpretations within these three categories make up your life. How you act at any given moment depends on these views, or what I like to call your beliefs. Your beliefs are what lead you to act, and your actions lead to your results. In a later chapter 1 I'll show you how these beliefs are shaping your life. But now, I'm going to teach you the power of why and how important it is for your success. I'll also teach you how to find your why and how to package it in a way that will propel you into consistent daily action. The power of why. If you've known me personally, you know that I want to know the why behind everything. I'm always studying people and why they do what they do. If you tell me to do something, I'll always ask you why. Why should I do this? Why is this so important to you? Why should it be important to me? Once I hear the why, if it moves me to take action, good luck stopping me. A quote I heard one day in church inspired me to write this chapter. It went like this: the what informs while the why transforms. Simple and powerful. So why do you want to accomplish your goal? What will your life look like when you've accomplished it? Will the accomplishment of your goal make you more significant? Matter to others? Why do you want it so bad? These are all questions I've asked myself during my journey through this life and in the pursuit of my dreams. Would you agree that if you don't really know why you're doing something, it never really moves you in a way that excites and motivates you to get it done? Would you agree that if you had a good enough reason to do something, you'd take action toward accomplishing it? For the small seemingly insignificant tasks that we face, a reason why may not be necessary. But when the task seems a tad unbearable, you will need a solid reason why to inspire you into action. Let me give you an illustration. Let's say I lay out a board in front of you on the ground and I say to you, walk across this board. If you're anything like me, you'll ask, why? I don't give you any good reason to cross it, but it's a relatively easy task, so you walk across it anyway. Nothing good happens and nothing bad happens. I then ask you to take the elevator with me to the top of a 100-story apartment building, and I start to lay out that exact same board from that apartment building to the one just beside it. The buildings are about 20 feet apart and I say to you, walk across this board to the other building. I don't give you any good reason to cross it. Would you do it? Absolutely not. What's the difference? The difference is that the cost of crossing the board this time is too great and nothing of equal or greater value is offered in return. In other words, the why is not big enough, or in this case, the why is missing altogether. Let's say I offer you $20, would you do it? Probably not. But what if your child or someone you love more than anything is trapped on the other side of the building? The building is on fire, and their only escape to safety is you walking across that board and bringing them safely back. Would you do it now? I reckon you'd try a heck of a lot harder, wouldn't you? So what changed? Did the hardness of the task change? Did I make it easier? What changed? The only one thing that changed was your reason for crossing the board, your reason why. See? When you can develop a why strong enough that it places urgency to achieve your dream, you will find that whether the task is easy or whether the task is difficult, you will do whatever you need to do to accomplish it. My why involves my family, my friends, the people that I'm surrounded with every day and beyond. I want more than anything for every single person I meet to be better because they knew me. I want all of my friends, family and associates to get all the information and support they need to accomplish their deepest desires. I want to make a positive impact in society by impacting individuals within that society. I want to help teenagers build their self-esteem, making them less likely to cave under peer pressure. I want to develop young leaders that will carry my impact into every school within Canada and abroad. I want to impact my family by providing them with all of the love and support they need from me as a husband and father. I want to provide for all of their needs in abundance, never worrying whether or not we will have what we need to survive. I want to be able to get everything we need, when we need it, without blinking an eye. The reason this why is so profound for me is because when I read it, it moves me. I get emotional. Your why must move you the same way. Everyone will have a different why. Some will be complex, some will be very simple. It's important to read your why every day so that it stays in the forefront of your mind. You may have to revise it from time to time as you progress in your journey. Once you've accomplished your why, you will need something more to inspire you into action for the years to come. Here's a list of 20 questions that will help you to find your reason why. At the end of each question add an why. What amount of money do you want to make? What places would you like to visit in the world? What type of job would you like to do each day? What would your perfect day look like in terms of how you spent your time and what you were doing? What are the characteristics of your perfect spouse? What do you want to look like? What do you want to give back to the world? What do you want to be known for? What are the things you believe in most? What people can help you get to where you want to go? What are the things you would like to have? What are the most exciting things you'd like to try? What events would you like to go to? What type of house do you want to have? What people would you like to meet? What amount of money do you want to have at retirement? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What things would have to happen in order to accomplish that huge dream? What do you want people to think of when they think of you? What people do you want to spend most of your time with? As you ask yourself these questions, you will come to know yourself more deeply and you will begin to discover a greater reason for living and taking constructive action toward your goals and dreams. You will discover your why. You obviously don't have to answer every question, just make sure it moves you to take positive, constructive action toward your greater cause. Intuition versus chip. We all experience that nagging voice inside our heads that fill us with negative thoughts and feelings. What if this voice was a physical person? Would you entertain their opinion by letting them influence you, or would you tell them to back off and be quiet? Personally, I have a low tolerance for negative people. I do my best to associate myself with people that are uplifting and inspiring. I associate with people who will support me in my personal greatness. We'll call this voice chip. From now on, when you hear that voice telling you how worthless you are and that you aren't good enough to do something, picture him as a person completely separate from you. He's the chip on your shoulder. Chip's job is to keep you small and playing the game of life at a lower level. He wants to keep you from embarrassing yourself by speaking up or making a difference. He encourages the emotions of anger, sadness and fear. Chip is most present when you are stressed or upset. He will fill your head with all sorts of thoughts that seem logical for the moment, until you break loose and realize it was all a bunch of deception. Chip's worst enemy is your intuition. Your intuition is your wise spiritual companion. She is never wrong and will lead you to all things that will bring you peace and happiness. We'll call her wisdom. Wisdom is always there, but unlike Chip's loud obnoxious voice, she speaks softly. She will encourage you to move out of your comfort zone and into a higher playing field. She is the guiding wisdom of your soul. With her help, you will be in an ever-progressing state. She will help you to reach your greatness. We live in a fast-paced world with so much noise. If we do not take time for ourselves in a quiet environment, we may not hear her voice when she speaks. Once a day at the least, you should take a moment to pray and seek the guidance of this spiritual companion. It is through prayer that we can communicate with this heavenly messenger. You may ask questions, share your fears and worries, your successes and anything else that will help you gain a greater understanding of your current or past situations. The key to unlocking wisdom is through humble prayer. Humility is a special ingredient that will unlock wisdom that you never thought was there. All of the answers are already there, but unless you are in tune with this spiritual companion, you will never unlock it. I like to define humility as spiritual power. It's in knowing that you don't know that answers will appear. When a person believes they know everything, they are not receptive to new knowledge and wisdom, because they know everything. When you acknowledge your lack of knowledge before asking for answers, you will become a receptor of great wisdom. Be careful as you interact with Chip. The more you entertain his lies and deception, the stronger he will be and the more he will show up. You need to make a resolve today that he is no longer welcomed in your house, mind. The same is true with regards to wisdom. The more you heed, take, her counsel, the stronger she will get and the more she will feel welcomed to show up when you need her most. Another aspect that is crucial to be receptive to this spiritual companion is to live worthy of her companionship. Most of us have at least a general idea as to what is right and what is wrong. The more you live in the right, according to your knowledge and understanding, the more present she can be in your life. This component is crucial if you want her to stay strong in your life. Summary: Chip is the enemy to your success, happiness and greatness. He wants to keep you small, unworthy, fearful, angry, and or sad. Wisdom, your intuition, is there as your gentle, spiritual companion to guide you on your path to true joy and greatness. She is never wrong and will inspire you to take positive action. She will encourage you to get out of your comfort zone and forever growing and becoming more. The more you entertain the one, the stronger they get. The more you ignore or forcefully reject the one, the weaker they get. Your job now is to do all you can to heed your spiritual guide and reject Chip at all costs. Now that you have a general understanding of the influences you will deal with on a personal internal level, let's take you through the 5 steps to becoming your greatest you. Control your moods. As discussed in the previous chapter, Chip is the author of anger, sadness and fear. As we grow into adulthood, unless we've been immersed into self-development principles right from our childhood, we have probably developed an addictive mood. These moods, if left unchecked, can dominate our life and cause us to live in misery. These emotional responses or moods have the ability to control our lives. These emotions are triggered by 4 sources. 1. What others say. 2. What others do. 3. Your interpretation of what others say and do. 4. Your own personal sabotaging thoughts. Chip. Here's where it gets serious. The moment you attach any negative emotion to what another person says and or does, you have given them control over your emotions. Let's say you associated the emotion of anger with something that your spouse says. The moment they say it, you are almost forced into a state of anger. They literally control your emotions. This can happen with many areas of your life. This can happen in your work environment, at home with your kids or spouse, with your friends, etc. When you allow others to dictate your mood, you will feel out of control and you will have others walking on eggshells trying not to offend you. This will bring no good to your life, but instead will bring you into a constant state of misery and frustration. Eventually, your anger can quickly turn into sadness, where you will feel to resign yourself from every environment that causes these feelings. When you have an addictive emotion such as anger, sadness or fear, you will literally scan for opportunities that will reinforce these feelings because they validate your right to be in these moods. This is a dangerous position to be in because it will sink you deeper and deeper into despair. Maybe you're experiencing this right now. Maybe you have experienced it in the past, or maybe you know someone that is caught in this rut. There is a way out. It's time we examine what's being said and you're done. Every time we experience one of these three emotions, it's due to our misinterpretations of the facts and our emotional attachment to the outcome. Let me give you an example of the facts and then a possible interpretation of the facts. Example: you are 6 years old, your friend Johnny is at your house and he says he's leaving to go home. Fact: Johnny said he was leaving to go home. Possible interpretation: Johnny is leaving because he doesn't like me and doesn't want to play with me anymore. The fact is exactly what happened as it happened, word for word. Anything above that is your personal interpretation of the facts. Johnny leaving because he doesn't like you and doesn't want to play with you anymore is your view of what was said and done. The fact is simply that Johnny was going home. You've them expanded on this interpretation and developed a view of others. You may now think that you are not likable and that people will abandon you because of this fact interpretation. This view was created, not by the facts, but rather by your misinterpretations of the facts. We associate our personal interpretations to what people say and do all the time. These interpretations can be influenced by our past experiences and how we've interpreted them. Our question now needs to be: are my interpretations serving me in achieving greatness? Or are they creating negative emotions that are causing me to lash out negatively? In the following chapter, you will see exactly how these emotions are affecting your life in a negative way. Section 2, 5-Step Formula for Greatness. Step 1, Conquering the Cycle of Defeat. The cycle of progress is the cycle of life. All of us go through this cycle every day, but most of us don't even realize it. Some of us are experiencing the cycle of success and others the cycle of defeat. Most of us will even experience the cycle of success in some areas of life and the cycle of defeat in other areas. Maybe you're experiencing the cycle of success in your career, but in your relationships, you're experiencing the cycle of defeat. The goal of this book is to teach you why you're seeing success and why you're experiencing failure. It's also going to teach you how to reverse the cycle of defeat in those areas that are lacking and spiraling down into disaster. Many people have and are experiencing the cycle of defeat every day. It's quite sad. Day after day, they get stuck in this cycle that seems to send them into a downward spiral. There are a few select people, on the other hand, who are experiencing the cycle of success and fulfillment. It seems that everything they do easily attracts everything they desire. I'm going to show you how to make the transition from defeat to fulfillment and success within these pages. Individuals who are caught up in the negative cycle of defeat will say things like, "Nothing ever goes right for me. When one thing goes bad, everything goes bad. It's just one thing after another. When will my life ever go the way I want it to? It's a dog-eat-dog world." Individuals who are in a positive cycle of success and fulfillment say things like, "The sky is the limit. I can do anything I put my mind to. I feel truly blessed with the life I'm attracting. There is abundance all around me, enough to supply the world." So which cycle are you experiencing right now? Which one best describes you? Why is it that things seem to go so perfectly for some and so horribly wrong for others? Is it luck? Luckily not. It's called the belief cycle. I discovered this a few years ago and have tested it myself. It works every time. This cycle starts with your beliefs, belief about the world, other people, and yourself. When you have a negative or limiting belief, that belief will fuel your emotions and lead you to either act negatively or to not act at all, which will then yield a negative result. Unfortunately, this negative result will reinforce the belief that created it in the first place, creating an endless process of negative cycles. There is hope. A simple solution. If you look at the chart below, you'll see that this cycle will continue on forever unless you convert your negative belief into its positive counterpart. As I mentioned above, our beliefs are the determining factor of our actions. In other words, you will always act in accordance with what you believe in any given situation. Since our actions are influenced by our beliefs, It's important to note that negative or limiting beliefs will lead us to negative emotions, which leads to negative or limiting actions. And negative or limiting actions will lead to negative or limiting results. Emotion. Action. Results. Belief. I'll give you 2 examples of this cycle in action below. The bad/negative cycle and the good/positive cycle. Bad: you have a low-paying job. You think to yourself, I wish I could make more money, but I'm already doing everything I can and I'll need to work harder to make more money. Or, I would make more money, but I'm too shy to ask for a raise. I probably wouldn't get it anyway, because my boss is a jerk. These are examples of limiting and negative beliefs. Will those beliefs ever help you make more money? Absolutely not. Any limiting or negative belief you have will never allow you to get more of what you want. They will hold you back from taking action, or they will cause you to lash out in a way that is not appealing to those who are able to help you get it. And because you never take the action necessary to get it or lash out negatively against those who could help you, the end result will simply reaffirm to you that your belief was true. Other examples of limiting beliefs are, I would love to do that, but I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I don't have the right skills. I don't have enough money. Etc. When you hear the word but, prepare yourself for a limiting or negative belief. Limiting beliefs lead to inaction. In other words, they paralyze you from taking any action at all, which leads to no result whatsoever. Negative beliefs lead to negative actions, like lashing out in anger and frustration, which lead to negative results. Either way, the results of these beliefs are bad. Here's where it can get a bit depressing. When you've gone through this cycle, every negative result increases your negative beliefs, which leads once again to negative actions, which lead to negative results, etc. This cycle will continue until you alter your belief and reverse it to its positive counterpart. The very best and simplest way to discover your personal belief system is by paying close attention to what you're telling yourself day after day. What are you saying to yourself about you, others, and the world in general? When you start to pay closer attention to your own self-talk, what you tell yourself, you can discover the very root of your beliefs, and you will start to see what's holding you back from moving forward in your goals, dreams, and desires. What you are telling yourself on a daily basis is what dictates the way you act, feel, and respond to the world and the people with whom you associate yourself with every day. When you come to understand the influence this self-talk has on your life, you begin to give it more importance. Once discovered, you are now capable of rewriting your script and to start attracting more of what you desire in your life. The main key to seeing change in your life is to start talking with yourself in a manner that supports your dreams and desires. You must fill your mind with information that supports everything you want to accomplish and start to weed out the negative information and self-talk that currently fills your mind. It was once stated that you cannot solve your problems with the same level of thinking that created it. This simply means that you must increase your level of awareness and knowledge in regards to whatever issue you're facing to be able to rise above it. If you continue to do and think in the same way you always have, you simply continue to attract what you already have. You must first change your thoughts, and then comes action, the application of thought, and then follows the results applicable to those actions taken. As Jim Rohn once said, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Let me now give you an example of a positive cycle. Good, now that we know what this cycle looks like when used negatively, let's flip it into its positive counterpart. In the same way that our beliefs will lead our actions, which will then determine our results in the negative realm, you can also expect the same with regards to the positive. If you adapt positive or empowering beliefs, you can expect to act accordingly and yield positive and empowering results. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have this belief, I can develop any skill I want and I am of great worth to my team at work. My boss is a valuable part of this team and I respect his opinion, although it will not determine my self-worth. If I ask him what I need to do to earn a raise or this promotion, he will tell me. I will get this raise/promotion because I will do what it takes to get it. This belief is empowering. By adopting this new empowering belief, you will attract great things into your work life because you've literally increased your worth simply by changing your belief. You are worth far more to the company with this new view than with the old view. Many people will do just enough to not get fired, and as a result their boss will only pay them enough so they won't quit. The employee will say something like, when they start paying me more, I will work harder. But the sad thing is that the company won't pay them more until they show they deserve it by working harder. Now tell me, which belief do you believe will get you that raise, the old or new belief? You're right. This new empowering belief will always serve you better than its negative or limiting counterpart. With this new empowering belief, there is nothing you will not be able to accomplish at work. You will get a better pay. It may not even be this raise, but I can assure you that great things will come as a result of adopting this new belief. This is positive belief, leading to positive emotion, leading to positive action, which leads to positive results. One important thing to remember is that no matter what the end result is, you will always attract better things into your life with positive empowering beliefs than with negative and/or limiting ones. Here's where it gets fun. When you've gone through this cycle, every positive result increases your belief, which increases your actions, which increases your results, and so forth unto infinity. There is no limit to this cycle and to the potential you have. In the following chapter, I'll be walking you through the steps of how to use all of your limiting beliefs to your advantage, moving you forward in whatever direction you desire. I promise you that as you apply the following steps, you will embark on a journey of self-discovery, self-mastery, and great accomplishment. This book will free your inner potential and help you to become your greatest self. Let's move on. Can you see it? I bet you have a goal or maybe even a dream of something that you'd like to accomplish, but maybe, due to the programming you've received, you've developed the belief that, possibly, that dream will never come true. Maybe, just maybe, you believe that you're not equipped with what it takes to get there. Maybe the picture you've created in your mind doesn't support your dream. And maybe we can change that right here, right now. When you envision something in your mind, you are more likely to act upon it and create that scenario in the real world. What movie are you playing over and over again in your mind that's holding you back from accomplishing your goal? What have you been seeing that hasn't allowed you to move forward towards your dream? Many top athletes have envisioned themselves winning the playoffs, the Stanley Cup, etc. long before they ever accomplished that major goal. Some are so convinced by their vision that they later say, I've been replaying this moment in my mind for years. I knew I would win, I just knew it. When you can see your goal being accomplished in your mind's eye, you are 10 times more likely to actually accomplish that goal. The clearer you see it, the more likely of it happening. When you use this gift of visualization as a negative thing, example, you see yourself failing, falling on your face, or whatever other bad things that could happen, you are 100 times less likely to accomplish that goal or dream, if you ever even accomplish it at all. So I'll ask you once more, what movie are you playing over and over again in your mind that's holding you back from moving forward towards your goal or dream? The moment we figure that out is the moment we can start to rewrite your movie script to better serve you in the pursuit of that goal/dream. In a later chapter, I will ask you to choose a goal that you'd like to accomplish, and we'll get back to this exercise of visualization. Obviously, it will take more than visualization to get you to your goal, but without it, your chances are slim. This is perhaps the first and most important tool in your toolbox for success. Take a moment to recapture the dream you've placed on the back burner and take the time to examine it with a critical eye. Push play on the movie of your dream and take note of what is happening. Write down all of the negative scenarios that make their way into your movie, and we'll use my formula later to start rewriting your movie. The next chapter will teach you how to rewrite your movie without all of the roadblocks associated with it. Rewriting your movie is one of the most important things you'll do, and it can also be a fun and exciting thing to do. As you examine your current mind movie and find the limiting or negative beliefs that are holding you back, you can begin to design the future of your dreams without limitation. If you absolutely knew you couldn't fail, where would you go and what would you do? If there was nothing holding you back, what would you begin working on right now? Come up with the answer to these questions and take them with you to the following chapters. Are you ready to get rid of every limiting or negative belief you have right now that's holding you back? Start by answering the questions below and then let's move on. 1. If you absolutely knew you couldn't fail, where would you go and what would you do? 2. If there was nothing holding you back, what would you begin working on right now? Do you have your answer? If so, let's take it to the next step. Do you have a home business? This is a networker's dream. Click here. Step 2, the belief reversal system. In this chapter 1 I'm going to teach you how to use that negative cycle discussed in chapter 2 to your advantage. As we discussed, most people suffer from limiting beliefs and are held back daily because of it. Most people are not even aware that they are in a cycle. You're fortunate enough to have come across this book and are now in a position of power. You've heard the old adage, knowledge is power, right? But you may not be aware that knowledge is only power when it is applied. I'm about to teach you applicable steps you can take to completely transform your negative beliefs into empowering and positive ones, creating a belief system that will make you 10 feet tall and bulletproof, so to speak. When you know what your limiting or negative beliefs are, it puts you in a position of power because you are now in a position to make a change. The chart below is one that really has a huge impact on my clients. I actually help them to target their limiting beliefs quickly and transform them into their positive counterpart, which immediately empowers them with the belief that they can do and accomplish anything they want. Binds you negative. Write down your negative/limiting belief. Sets you free positive. Write down your opposite, positive, empowering belief. Expands share. Start to share your new positive, empowering belief with people who will support you. Question: what is one thing you've wanted to do for a long time? It's been nagging at you, but for some reason or another you've placed it on the back burner. You probably have a few, but just pick one. Why haven't you pursued it? If you've printed off your workbook at http://luchtspace.com/free, you can follow along and write down what I explain next. If you don't have the workbook, you can either go there now, download it and print it, or simply grab a pen and a piece of paper. Example: I've always wanted to go back to school, but I'm afraid to fail and waste my time and money. When you state your goal and then hear the word but, get ready for a limiting belief. Write it down. Say your goal, followed by your limiting belief, out loud. Now, how does that belief make you feel? Most people say bad, horrible, like a failure, etc. This is how you will recognize your limiting beliefs from now on. When the word but follows your goal and brings out negative emotion, that is a limiting belief. Now I want you to write down the exact opposite of that limiting belief. Example: I am going back to school because I am capable of learning and am willing to work hard to make it happen. It will be time and money well spent. When you've written down your new belief, say it out loud. How does that belief make you feel? Most people say good, incredible, empowered, like I can accomplish my goal, etc. This positive emotion will lead you to take action in a positive way. Most people will act on emotion and justify with logic. If you can alter your emotions, you can alter your actions, which will ultimately alter your results. Notice that your circumstances haven't changed, only your belief in you. You can use this with any goal you've been putting off. If you don't go for your goal after using this system, it won't be because you can't, but simply because you don't want to or don't want it bad enough. You've just freed yourself from an I can't. Now it's either going to be I can or I don't really want it bad enough to do the work required to get it. You are now responsible for the outcome. You are no longer limited by a made-up limiting circumstance. One thing to remember when adopting this into your life is that, the new empowering belief, even if it doesn't lead you to accomplish your goal, will always serve you better than the old limiting belief. You are now set free from the belief that you can't do it, and trust me, this new belief will seep into other areas of your life quickly. You will feel empowered. You are now operating from a more positive state of mind and have given yourself permission to accomplish everything you want in your life. Notice that the real power behind stating your goal, whether positive or negative, is in saying it out loud. When you say something out loud and write it down, you've just converted that thought into a physical thing. The more you share your belief with others, the stronger it will get, whether positive or negative. So be conscious about what you are thinking and saying out loud. You want to be sure that what you are thinking and saying is helping you to move forward, instead of holding you back. Now I give you a challenge. My challenge to you is to choose one of your closest friends or relatives, the one that would support you in going for your dream, and share your new belief and goal with them. Sharing your goal with someone else will do two things. 1. Make your belief stronger, because you will gain the support of a friend or relative. 2. Keep you accountable for accomplishing your goal. Every time I tackle a new goal, I always share it with people I know will support me. I also share it with all of my Facebook friends. I once had a fitness challenge of putting on 5 lbs of muscle in 90 days. Every day I would let my Facebook friends know that I went to the gym and what I was working on for that day. When I thought of missing a day, I thought to myself, there are over 200 people on Facebook who will know I skipped a day, and that will give them permission to go easy on their own goals. If you are on Facebook, the best way to keep yourself accountable is to make it known. Share your goal and your new empowering belief with all of your Facebook friends in a public Facebook status. This will help keep you accountable for accomplishing it. Try it out. You'll also want to periodically keep them updated on your progress so that they see you consistently taking action toward your goal. The more people involved in the process, the greater your chances for success. As you sincerely apply what I've shared with you in this chapter, you will be able to overcome any doubt you may have in relation to your goals. Whatever is holding you back, you can reverse it and take away all barriers that stand in your way. This will completely free you to accomplish all of your life's desires and help you in the process of reaching your life's potential. Step 3, Your Infinity Growth Potential. This chapter is about your potential for growth and how to accomplish your life's highest goals. I call it your infinity growth potential. You are an infinite being, and as such you have divine potential. You have the potential to be and do whatever your heart desires. Most people have a very limited view of themselves and a daunting view of their goals and dreams. They look at their big dreams and say, "That's too big for me to accomplish. I can't do that. I don't deserve that," etc. The problem isn't that your goal is too big, the real problem lies in you being too small, or in other words, your belief of yourself being too small. I'm going to show you the process by which you can build yourself up to accomplishing your dreams. When we have the belief that our dreams are too big, we usually end up shrinking them to fit where we are. This limits our potential and we end up settling for way less than we could have become and/or attained. When you look at yourself as too small, you may do the same, but fortunately I will be showing you how to make yourself bigger, therefore allowing you to become your goal's equivalent. I'll show you how to do this, but first take a look at the chart on the following page. This will give you a visual as to what I'm explaining. Right now, You're that pea-sized circle at the beginning of the spiral. Your goal? Well, that's that huge watermelon-looking thing at the end. When you look at where you are now and then look at your goal, you think to yourself, not only is my goal super far, it's also super big. So what can you do to attain this goal? The secret to accomplishing anything you want in life is, you must only focus on the next step. Simple? Yes it is, but it's probably the one reason most people never get started. Most people never look at their goals in steps. They simply see the big picture and say I can't do that. If more people would simply break it down into bite-sized chunks, more people would accomplish their goals. What sequence of steps must be taken to bring you to your desired goal? In other words, where should you start? If you look at the overall picture, it can seem too big to accomplish. If you work first on the small steps that lead into your big goal, you will become the person necessary to accomplish it. When you're standing still, there's not much hope for getting to your destination, but as soon as you take that first step, notice what position you are in. Seriously, try it. Your body is leaning in to take that next step. Now you're in action. If you're the little pea-sized circle, where should you focus next? If you look at the circle just next to yours, you'll see a slightly bigger circle. It's a bit of a stretch, but nothing you can't handle. It may push you just beyond your comfort zone, but you can handle that. Under infinity. That's where your focus should be. Here's the thing. Once you've accomplished that first circle, you have now increased your size, you've become that circle. Now you should be focusing on the next circle and so on until your goal is just slightly bigger than you. You can now look at that goal and say, well, it's a little bit of a stretch, but nothing I can't handle. Now you are just on the brinks of accomplishing something you once viewed as impossible. Congrats! You've made it. As you adopt this view of your goals, there's nothing you can't accomplish that you want to accomplish. It's also extremely important for you to make a conscious choice to enjoy the journey. Many people have their eye on the prize and don't enjoy the journey on their way to their goal. It's important that you enjoy the process of attaining your goal. It's not as much the attainment of the goal that matters, but who you become in the process of attaining it. That is what makes you great. Don't wait till you have the prize to be happy. Start now and you will live a full and vibrant life. In Chapter 5, I will show you the step-by-step process to get you started in pursuing your goal. The first goal you should seek to accomplish is the one you brought up in Chapter 3, where I taught you to change your negative, limiting belief into its positive, empowering counterpart. The next chapter will be the first step to accomplishing your goal. I'm extremely excited for you. The first 3 chapters changed your view. The next chapter is where we begin to change your life. Are you empowered yet? I sure hope so, because I've given you some clear and simple steps to transform your view and I'm about to give you everything you need to transform your life. Step 4, starting the process of achievement. In the last chapter 1 taught you how to view your goals and what you need to focus on to accomplish them. Now I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step process to get you started, taking your first step. Now that you know your goal, we've gotten rid of your limiting beliefs, and you know that you can accomplish your goal, we can now start the process of attaining it. If you look at the chart below, you'll see just 3 simple steps that will get you moving in the right direction. Step 1: Choose your goal. In Chapter 3, you chose one thing that you've wanted to do that you weren't pursuing because of a limiting belief. We eliminated that belief by converting it to its empowering counterpart, which freed you and gave you permission to go after it. Write that goal down again so we can start the process of accomplishing it. If you haven't yet downloaded and printed your free workbook, please go to http://luchtspace.com/free. Choose your goal, write your desired goal onto a piece of paper/workbook. Do your research, Search Google, search schools, find a mentor, etc. Choose your first step. After some research, choose your first step and determine when you will start. Step 2. Do your research. Doing your research is important. This can involve going to the college and gathering the information they have about the course you'd like to take, doing a Google search with the topic of your goal, trying to find the best resources to start with, or finding someone who has already accomplished it, a mentor, and take them out to lunch. Like I always say, if you feed them, they will speak. If you find yourself lost trying to find the right information to reach your dreams, simply keep reading. I've been there and I know how frustrating it can be with all of the information that's available out there. We're in the information age now and the rules have completely changed. You used to only have to work hard, get good grades, get a good job and retire at 65. Now, in the information age, you also need to keep up with the rapidly changing industries by making sure you have the latest, greatest information and skills to keep you afloat in the business world. Here's what I've learned in the last few years. A good formal education is only as good as your ability to adapt to new and changing trends. What applies today, may not apply tomorrow. So how do you go about keeping up with these changes? How do you stay afloat? And how do you know what information is right and what is wrong? You may, at this point, have already realized the truth of what I am saying here in your own life. You're probably screaming for help, wondering what to do and where to turn. In the past several years, I've learned that a good indicator of the right information is to check its validity by verifying its track record. Here are a few questions you may ask on your search for the right information. 1. Who has applied this information? 2. Did they follow the information exactly the way it was outlined? 3. What were their results? These 3 questions will guide you to find the right people with the right information. If the steps have been outlined, they have applied the steps outlined, and got the results they profess, that is a great indicator that what is being said is truth/right. Beware. Do not to take advice from someone who speaks on a subject for which results have not followed. Many friends, family, and associates will be quick to freely give advice on subjects they know nothing about. Should you take weight loss advice from someone who weighs more than you and has had no success in weight loss? Should you take financial advice from someone with more consumer debt than you and who keeps racking up the credit cards month after month? Or should you get your advice from someone who is actively living the life you want and getting the results you're looking for? This may seem like common sense, but I can assure you that you have taken advice from people in the past who didn't have the results you were looking for. These people seem super confident about what they profess, but the results aren't there to back them up in their claims. So again, only take advice from people who have what you want, period. I give advice based on things I've experienced and tested. If I don't have experience in an area, I will lead people to someone who has. If no path has been tread, which is unlikely in this age of information overload, you must be willing to tread that path yourself and apply the information exactly the way it's outlined to see for yourself if the results follow. You can put anything to the test. If they say, do this and these results will follow, do it and see if the results follow. If they do, you've found the right information. Warning. You must follow the information provided exactly the way it was outlined, in order to get the same results. You cannot just dip your toe in the water and then say you went swimming. If you're serious about getting the results, you must jump in and start to swim, really put it to the test. Although treading the waters yourself is an option, it's not the best option. It's always an easier path to find someone who has already done it and to gain some insight from them. Seriously, have you ever done something for which you felt stupid, just to find out it could have been prevented by asking for the help of a mentor? For the first 20 years of my life, I learned mostly from my own mistakes and successes, and honestly, life sucked. It was though It wasn't until I started learning from others' experience that life became a lot more fun. Not to say I don't have my struggles, but I'm better equipped now to deal with them. In just the last several years I've been able to go from a shy, drug-addicted, nervous, unhappy boy, to an empowered, inspired, life-loving coach. I've been able to get through life's crazy challenges with faith, confidence, courage, patience, and love. I've gone from feeling I am worthless and won't amount to anything, the world's perspective of me, to feeling that I can accomplish everything I desire and that I'm worth more to others than I ever thought possible. I know that as I keep growing, I become a more valuable resource and support to others I associate with. And this all came about by learning from others' experience and consistently programming my mind with what serves me in my personal growth journey, by listening to the right audio CDs, reading the right books, and associating myself with the right people, those who have what I want. I've been able to completely transform myself and am on a constant upward path to becoming my best self. You can do the same. Simply find the right people to support you in your successes and in your failures. You can either learn from others' experience or spend the next several years learning from your own. You can shed years from your learning curve by learning from those who already have what you want. It's also true that you can add years to your learning curve by listening to those who don't have what you want but are freely offering their advice on the subject. I call them creepers. Because these are people who creep into your mind, leaving negative or self-limiting thoughts that creep into your success to bring you down. Whatever your life's pursuit, you can save years of failure and frustration by seeking out those who have what you want and are willing to share their wisdom with you. If you invite a respected authority on your subject out and offer to pay for their dinner, they will share their wisdom with you, and it will be the most valuable and cheapest form of education you will ever receive. So get started on the right foot and find a mentor who can guide you through the minefield of your destiny and move forward knowing that your destination is not too far off. I've placed a lot of emphasis on the research phase because you can save a lot of headaches when you're exposed to the right information. Start by doing your research. Either find someone who has done it, online or offline, and gain insight from them. Or, if you must, put it to the test yourself by jumping right in there and following the exact pattern outlined. If the results follow, you've just proved it to be the right information, and as a bonus, you can now call yourself an expert on the subject. As you do this, you'll be able to find the right information every time. This may seem elementary, but we often take advice from people who have no idea what they're talking about. They haven't tread the waters themselves. Step 3: Choose your first step. Choosing your first step is the most crucial part. There's a quote by world-renowned motivational speaker, Les Brown, I love, that puts emphasis on this. He says, "You don't have to be great to start, but you must start to be great." I agree with this 100%. Don't get stuck at the research phase. It's important to do a bit of research, but it's even more important to choose that first step. In Chapter 3 I touched on this a little. I said, when you're standing still, there's not much hope for getting to your destination, but as soon as you take that first step, notice what position you are in. Your body is leaning in to take that next step. Now you're in action. These 3 simple steps will get the ball rolling. Don't wait too long to get started on your goal. The longer you wait, the less likely you'll ever take the action necessary to accomplish it. I'll elaborate on this in the following chapter. The law of diminishing intent. A note of caution. Have you ever been super excited to start something new, but for some reason you kept putting it off till tomorrow and it never got done? Have you ever wondered why it is that something can have your full attention for the moment, but then the following week it's just a thing of the past? This is called the law of diminishing intent, and it's been the culprit for many people not accomplishing their goals. Example, it's the new year, you have a goal to lose some weight and you are super excited to achieve your goal of losing 30 pounds in 90 days. You're meaning to sign up for the gym, but work calls you in and you don't have the chance. You say something like, I'll go sign up tomorrow. Tomorrow comes along and something else happens that takes your attention. You say, well, maybe tomorrow. The third day you say, I'm never going to get to sign up for the gym, and well, you never do. This has you feeling like a failure with every goal you put off. What just happened here? You were super excited to accomplish your goal. You had the belief that it was possible. So what happened? The problem is that you simply waited for the perfect moment, and well, there isn't one. You don't need to be great to start, but you do need to start to be great. I've been a culprit of the law of diminishing intent many times and in many areas of my life. It wasn't until I learned of the law that I began to beat it. And the best way to beat it is by getting started quickly and staying focused thereafter. The law of diminishing intent is the law of procrastination. Every day you put something off, the less likely you are to do it. The best time to take the first step is when you are excited about it. The steps outlined in this book will help you to start fast so that you don't become a victim of this law. What you've already learned up to this point will allow you to neutralize any limiting beliefs that may hold you back from getting started, the belief reversal system, and provides the 3 steps to getting started quick on taking the first step, starting the process of achievement. Don't become a victim of the law, be a conqueror of it. Whatever's got you excited, start right now. Put the least important stuff on hold and get moving, and you'll see that you will easily beat this law and you will feel empowered by staying on course. Now that we've covered the trap of procrastination, let's refocus on getting you moving. You've got your goal, we've eliminated your limiting belief, and now you're doing your research. Remember that your next step is the most important. Don't get stuck researching for too long. Take that first step and start moving forward. You will make mistakes, and that's perfectly fine. All of the greats have been through it, and you will too. As you start moving forward, the next step will fall into place. You can do it. How do you feel right now? If you've taken your study of this book seriously and applied the steps outlined, you must feel more empowered than you've ever felt in your life. This book has just unleashed a power within you that you didn't even know was there. The following chapter will be of great service to you on the journey of accomplishing your life's goals and dreams. I'm about to teach you how to become the best at everything you tackle. Failure to succeed. A note on failure. Most of us are taught to avoid failure like a plague. We're taught that failure is a bad thing and that it will bring shame and embarrassment. Here's where the problem lies: failure is a key ingredient in success. One cannot be attained without the other. Failure is the process of learning. What makes the greats great is that they've failed more times than their competitors and got back up every single time. It's easy to feel sorry for ourselves and to give up on our dreams. Every day we're bombarded with media and peers that aren't shy to tell us how we can't do this and we can't do that. They fear the unknown, so they encourage us to do the same. Stop daydreaming, they tell us. Be realistic, they say. Well, imagine if the Wright brothers would have taken that advice. We wouldn't have planes today. Imagine if Mark Zuckerberg would have listened, we wouldn't have Facebook, which has completely revolutionized the way we communicate. Thomas Edison found 10,000 ways in which a light bulb wasn't created before he finally accomplished his dream. Failure is the process of elimination. You keep taking action towards your dream, making adjustments as you go through the process of failed attempts until you've reached your dream. If you spend your life avoiding failure, you are spending your life avoiding growth and development. Failure is the pathway to success. Start today to embark on your journey with a resolve to take your failures on as a process of learning and personal development on your way to achieving your own personal greatness. You were created to become a light to the world. You have a special gift, and unless it's shared, you are depriving, not only yourself, but others of those gifts. If you have a desire for something that's pulling at your heartstrings and won't let go, you must pursue it. That is your gift to the world. Step 5, the wall of endurance. Have you ever heard yourself say something like, "I know I should be doing that, but I really don't feel like it, I just can't do any more. This is my best, I can't go any further"? If so, then you've hit some walls in your life. We all have them, some of us more than others, but we all have them. The main difference between those who excel in an area and those who don't is what they choose to do when they hit that wall. Most people will stop at the wall. Day after day they refuse to push through it and they go on wondering why they haven't accomplished their goals and dreams. Look at the chart below, and I'll show you how to extend your wall and outperform yourself and your competition every time. If you always do just a little bit more, you will always be ahead of where you currently are. Every time you consistently break through your wall, you will expand your endurance and ability to outperform yourself and your competitors, if that's relevant, in that specific area. The majority of your competitors will face similar walls that you face. Want to beat your competitors? Simply be consistent in beating your personal walls. Breaking through your walls will also set you apart from friends and family as a go-getter. Wall expansion. A real-life example of a wall would be dishes, or at least that was a wall for me. You see that pile of dishes and think, I should really do those dishes, but I really don't feel like it. In this example, you feel that you should be doing something, you want the results of a clean sink, but aren't willing to do what it takes to get it. This is one example of a wall. Most people would stop here and not get it done, but not you. Not now. Now that you know this is a wall, you're going to push through it and extend that wall. The way to extend the wall is by acting in spite of your wall. This can be difficult at first, but with a bit of practice, you'll be able to break through with relative ease. Let's go back to the dishes. You see it, you think and then remember, Luck said this is my wall, so you act in spite of these feelings and do just a few dishes. That's all it takes. And then one of two things will happen. 1. You'll wash 3 dishes, feel good that you pushed past the wall a little, and you then go on with your day. 2. You start by washing 3 dishes and find yourself feeling the urge to continue. You end up cleaning the whole sink of dishes and show the sink who's boss. No. 1 is great. You've pushed yourself just beyond your wall. If done consistently, you will eventually be able to do more and more dishes, until you're doing them every day. No. 2 is better, because, not only did you push past your wall, you neutralized it and showed yourself that it's possible. You showed yourself that even though that wall was there, you have everything you need to bulldoze that wall completely. Every time you break through a wall, you expand it. The next time around it gets easier and easier. You can continue to expand your wall, time and time again, until you are comfortable with your results. You can apply this to every single thing that seems to hold you back. As you combine this step with the other 4 steps, you will rule your life and go on to becoming your greatest self. You've just completed the 5 steps to becoming your greatest you and accomplishing any goal you desire. Now it's up to you to stay on course long enough to accomplish them. This part is where most people have a hard time. Designing your vision, design your future. As discussed in Chapter 5, your vision is crucial in the process of changing your fate. You literally have the power to design the future of your dreams by creating a vision of the life you wish to live. In Chapter 2 I gave a list of questions that would help you to formulate your why. Here's a similar list relevant for forming a powerful vision for your future. As you read the questions below, envision the life you want and fill in the blanks as if it had already happened. Here's a list of 20 questions that will help you to shape your vision. I make $_ per month. I've visited _ places you'd like to go. I am working my dream job. I'm _ I spend most of my time _ My spouse has these characteristics underscore. I look like underscore. I have given underscore back to the world. I am known for underscore. The things I believe in the most are. I have received help from underscore to get to where I am. I will have underscore. I will have tried underscore. My house will look like underscore. I will have met. At retirement I will have. If I knew I couldn't fail I would underscore. When people think of me they think underscore. I will spend most of my time with underscore. The values I will embody are underscore. The more detailed your vision is, the more likely it will manifest itself in your life. It's important to not place any limitations on your vision. Go all out. If you knew you couldn't fail, where would you go? What would you do? Write out in detail the answers to these questions and anything else you would like to see manifest itself into your future. Read your vision once upon rising and just before bed. You may even want to record it as an audio so that you can listen to it while visualizing every detail within your mind, creating your mind movie of the future. It's very important that you use the steps outlined in this book to help work toward this incredible vision. You must live it in vivid detail within your mind before it can be manifested in your life. But we must not rely solely on the vision to make it a reality. It will take hard work and dedication, but I assume you are willing to pay the price to make it a reality in your life. You deserve all that you envision for yourself. You are worth every second spent in making this dream a reality. You are gifted, you are magnificent, you are powerful beyond your capacity to fully understand. You have divine potential as a child of an eternal God. There is nothing you cannot accomplish if you but desire it and start taking steps towards it. With the help of a personal self-esteem coach, that's me, you will be able to have the support and knowledge necessary to jumpstart your progress in the direction of your true life's dream, the reason you were born. You were born for happiness and to show others the way to happiness through your example. Remember that it's in giving that we receive, and when we receive it we must accept it. You are worthy of all the blessings that await you. And I know that there are many that now await you if you will but neutralize your limiting and negative beliefs, get out of your own way and take that first step. Choose your goal and begin the process of achievement today. I pray nothing but the best for you and look forward to being a continued strength to you as a friend and as a coach. Summary. Your interpretations of yourself, others and the world make up your reality. Reinterpret your views of yourself, others and the world, change your reality. Develop a why that brings out good solid emotions, a why that inspires you to take action. Follow your intuition and silence chip at all costs. Eliminate all things that bring you down or hold you back from reaching greatness, within reason. Be aware of your belief system and reverse any beliefs that are disempowering in any way. Break down your goals into bite-sized chunks by focusing on that next step circle. Start the process of achievement by choosing your goal, doing your research, and taking that first step. Be aware of the law of diminishing intent. Don't put things off. If you're excited, get moving. Failure is the process of elimination. Failure is a key ingredient for success. Do not shun it. Invite it with open arms. Your greatness will not shine through without it. Expand your wall by consistently breaking through. You will become your greatest you as you break through those barriers one at a time. Design your vision in vivid detail and review it daily. Your vision will become your reality as you keep it in the forefront of your mind and start taking steps forward to accomplish it. You are worth it. As you apply these steps to every area of your life, you will reach greatness and become the greatest version of you possible. I am truly humbled by the experiences I'm seeing in people's lives as they reach higher than they ever thought possible by applying these steps. Are you ready to reach your dreams with the support that you need to implement the principles you've just learned? We've developed a team of empowered individuals who are all implementing these principles and that are here to help you on your journey. We'd love for you to join us. It's free. Click here for details. Section 3, Tips and Insights. Beware. Your 1001st is listening. Our minds are the most powerful tools we have, and so it's crucial that you protect it with everything you've got. Everything you've ever done has been produced by a thought. Before you speak, you think of what to say. Sometimes we meditate on a response, and other times we give quick responses, which seem to be produced with no thought at all. But I can assure you 100% that a thought preceded the action or words that resulted. When you understand that everything you do is preceded by a thought, you tend to be more cautious about what you allow to enter your mind. As explained in the previous chapter, what you see in your mind's eye is crucial to the attainment of your goals and dream. You must also know that what you allow to enter your mind will majorly influence what you see in your mind's eye. If you are constantly exposing yourself to negative and destructive information and / images, your mind will store those words and images to use at a later date in your movie. Example, you associate yourself with people who believe they're the victims of circumstance and that everything they want is out of their control. They constantly say things to you like, you will never reach your goals or dreams because everyone that does those things are just lucky. Those things are not possible for people like us. Your mind is like a sponge that soaks up every bit of information it's exposed to, and everything you're exposed to has the potential of influencing your actions and writing the screenplay to your mind's movie. Everything that you allow to enter your mind is programming you to think and believe in a certain way. Your job, in relation to the attainment of your goals and dreams, is to determine which of these beliefs are serving you and which ones are not. Later in this book, I will reveal to you just how much this influence can have on your future and potential failures and accomplishments. Your thoughts also affect your mood. If all day you're listening to negative music or people, you will start to have negative thoughts which can cause you to be in a negative mood. It is not necessarily the person or music that put you in a negative mood, but is rather what their negativity have caused you to produce in the form of thought that affected your emotions, which contributed to your negative mood. Control your thoughts, control your emotions. Control your emotions, control your actions. Control your actions, control your results. Control your results, control your beliefs. Control your beliefs, control your thoughts. Them dank reapers. Are you letting your limiting beliefs control your actions or lack thereof? Here's a tip for you. If you're not filing your mind with what it needs to uproot those dank reapers, limiting beliefs, you'll find yourself falling back into old habits and beliefs that are not serving you whatsoever. If you leave it to yourself to uproot those nasty thoughts, I can almost guarantee you'll end up back where you were. You cannot solve your problems with the same level of thinking that created them. You must constantly fill your mind with information that serves and inspires you to reach for greatness. You need to surround yourself with those things that will push you to break barriers on a regular basis. Try waking up in the morning and spending an hour with Jim Rohn, Darren Hardy, and many other people you admire and aspire to imitate in some way, shape, or form. Your mind is not set up to bring you success, your mind is actually set up to keep you safe. So don't depend on pure chance and a good work ethic to get you to your desired outcome. You need to consistently and constantly be feeding your mind with the things needed to uproot those self-limiting beliefs and truly propel yourself to greatness by sharing your gifts, talents, and abilities with those that are headed in a similar direction. Jim Rohn once said, "Talk about things that matter, to people who care." It's crucial that you don't waste too much energy sharing your dreams, goals, and visions with people who are not headed in a similar direction or who you know won't support you in your greatness. People who hold themselves back with limiting beliefs and who are not working to uproot them will most likely try to pull you down with them. Be careful not to spend too much time with these people. But it's not good enough to just avoid dream stealers, as I call them. You also have to continually surround yourself with dream supporters, people who will push you forward because of their belief in you and in the possibilities this life has to bring. The world needs people like you who are fueled by rising above challenges and that seek to make a positive difference in the lives of others. The #1 trait of the successful. If there was only one trait I would attribute to 100% of the successful people I've met and associate with, it would be their ability to take responsibility for their actions and even for the actions of others. Responsibility is the #1 trait of the successful. One who takes responsibility takes control of his/her life. Blame is the act of giving control to others and/or circumstances and then complaining that one's control has been lost. The one leaps forward while the other holds back. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself. It means taking constructive action with whatever circumstances are placed before you. You could easily replace the word responsibility with the word power. The one who takes on responsibility will be the one that yields the most power. People want to be around people who can solve problems and do so rather quickly. The moment you begin to take responsibility for your actions and the circumstances around you, that is the moment people will start to gravitate to you as a leader, and that is when you hold the power to gain massive success in your life. Life is about people and people will follow those that can solve their problems. When you take responsibility, you become a problem solver. When you become a problem solver, you become a leader. And leaders have massive success. There are 3 things you can blame for every situation you find yourself in. 1. Yourself. 2. Others. 3. The world in general. No matter which one of these you blame, the result is the same. It will hold you back from taking constructive action. It will canker your soul, and it will leave you feeling worthless and powerless. Taking responsibility is having the knowledge and capability to understand that even though not everything is in your control, there is a solution for most issues you face. You have the resources somewhere that can help you solve your problem. You must also have the wisdom to know when to simply leave it alone. When you live your life with the attitude that you have the power to alter your circumstances and that resources are abundantly available, you take full control of your life and where you are headed. You have the opportunity to experience life in its fullest. Take 100% responsibility this year and start taking the steps necessary to accomplish your life's biggest goals. Remember that your big goal is made up of a number of little tasks that build upon another. As you simply focus on your next task, you will soon realize that you have reached your destination and have conquered all of the obstacles that once held you back. You will become the person necessary to accomplish it, and in the process, you will become a valued leader and expert to others in that accomplishment. 2 words that will set you free. Saying I can't will keep you bound, but saying I won't will give you choice. A lot of us like to use the words I can't quite liberally. I don't even think we give it too much thought as it exits our mouths. Too often I hear people say, I can't do that. And when I retaliate with, yes you can, you just won't, they usually say, yeah, I guess you're right but... And here comes their limiting belief. The words I can't are statements that take away your choice or freedom to do something. It fools you into believing it just is what it is. It brings you to believe it's completely out of your reach or out of your control. Every time I hear the words I can't, I challenge it with, you can't or you won't. The words I won't says, I can do it, but I just don't want to. I can do it, but I'm not willing to do what is required to have it. I can do it, I just didn't realize it was possible for me. The I won't statement helps you to inherit a characteristic of the successful, taking full responsibility and ownership for one's choices. From this day forward, start the process of setting yourself free from the I can't statements by challenging them, asking yourself whether it's really I can't or simply I won't, and watch as a whole new world opens up to your view. 99.9% of the time, you can do it. You simply don't have the belief in yourself to envision it happening. You must challenge your negative beliefs by asking yourself self-freeing questions. Here are some questions to ask yourself. Is it really that I can't, or is it that I won't do it for one reason or another? What if I can do this? Am I willing to do whatever it takes? What's my goal and where do I start the process of accomplishing it? Do I know someone or know of someone that has accomplished it before? Could I simply ask for help from someone who has done it? Am I not good enough? Do I not have the skills? What's missing that, if acquired, would allow me to accomplish this? These questions will help you to challenge your thinking and the I can't statements in your life. If I were you, I would get this list printed off in a wallet-sized, laminated format so you can carry it around with you to use when you need it. Beware the culture of mediocrity. Yield not to the culture of mediocrity. Set a high standard and create a culture of excellence. Live within that excellence and you will lead an extraordinary, purposefully, fulfilling life. There are two cultures we may inherit as we grow from childhood to adulthood. The first culture is one of excellence, always looking for a way in, striving to improve your life by improving your skills and your mindset while striving also to surround yourself with people who are doing the same. This culture understands the meaning of impossible as, I'm possible. The second culture is the one of mediocrity, always looking for a way out, not working toward anything of any significance and always trying to get the most one can with the least amount of work as possible. This culture understands the meaning of impossible as something unattainable. Personally, I live life with the understanding of I'm possible. Many times I've proven people wrong with what they've analyzed as impossible. Every time one says, that's impossible, I cringe. It's not that it's impossible, it's only that you haven't learned or tried hard enough to prove it wrong. As you can see, there's a mentality behind both cultures. I once heard a story about an ambitious, hard-working man who was dedicated to excellence in all areas of his life. This man just started a new job. He started with the same ambition as always and worked hard to get everything done as fast as he could and with as much precision as possible. He even did it with enthusiasm. When he made his way back to the lunchroom, his new co-workers approached him and this is how the conversation went. Co-workers, what are you trying to do? Man, what do you mean? Co-workers, are you trying to make us look bad? Man, no, I'm just doing my job. Co-workers, slow it down. You don't need to do that here. We don't work like that. After this introduction from his co-workers, it wasn't long before he bought into their culture. It wasn't long also before this culture seeped into every other area of his life. Are you caught in this culture, the culture of only doing enough to get by? Are you just living to live? Are you making a life for just making a living? Are you living on purpose or simply letting life happen? The mediocre life is the one most people are living. They're not striving for excellence. They're not striving to make an impact or to reach their dreams. They teach things like be realistic. You can't do that. Haragd. Don't be fooled or blinded by this way of thinking. It's deceptive and detrimental to your growth. This way of thinking is their way of keeping you where you are and their excuse for staying on the couch. Why do my friends and family want me to fail? Friends and family will usually support you, until about the time you are about to surpass them in success. This is because if they keep you where you are, it gives them the right to stay where they are. If you break through this prison mentality, it proves to them that it's possible and they may need to get off the couch. Their excuses have been proven wrong. You've called them out on their bluff. Some of your friends will get up and follow you, while others will try to bring you down. When you step out of the mediocre lifestyle, you step beyond the comfort zone, which comfort zone is where most people reside. You are going against the current. You are stepping into your greatness. Most people are afraid to act beyond this point. It's not all about jealousy though. Some of it is their fear of losing you as a friend. When we rise above their level, their fear is that we may find new friends that meet the level of thinking that we are at, people who are more action-oriented, more positive and uplifting. The last thing they want is for you to leave their circle of friendship. This fear will drive them mad and cause them to do things that are hurtful and discouraging. Don't let this bring you down. Act in spite and you will attract only the best in your life. You can still associate with your old friends, but you'll want to spend most of your time with people who support you and help lift you to a new horizon. As you surround yourself with positive and empowering people, you will continue to rise in the ranks of success and become the person you were meant to become. Ready, aim, fire. Those who aren't willing to start at the bottom are the same people who aren't willing to start at all. This came to me as my wife and I were having our pillow talk one night. Many people I've met, and that includes myself, are often stuck in our belief that everything must be perfectly aligned before taking action. This destructive belief is what holds many people back from pursuing their dream career, a meaningful relationship, etc. In fear of making a mistake or not hitting the jackpot on the first try, we fail to move forward. We also fail to realize that failure is all part of the process. Everyone who has ever really accomplished anything has most likely failed more than most people but persevered and became great because of their failures. In everything we will ever do, one must begin at the bottom and work their way up the ladder of success. Everything worth pursuing is worth building. One brick at a time must be laid, until it yields to us a beautifully constructed wall of success. I'll use another analogy to illustrate my point. Ready, aim, fire is what we hear when at the shooting range. A lot of us are absolutely ready to get started with pursuing our dreams. Many of us aim to make significant changes in our lives. Yet we often get stuck there, because we want so badly to hit the bullseye with our first shot. It's important to understand that after the first shot is when you can begin to adjust your aim and try again. Every time you take a shot, you can readjust and take the next shot. With every shot you take, you improve your aim, getting better and closer to the bullseye. When the decision is made to take that first shot, you will feel more comfortable taking the next one. You will get a feel for it. You will continue to improve until you've mastered your dreams. Before you know it, you have reached your destination and are reaping all of the rewards that come with it. I truly believe that you can do this. You only need to get past that first shot. My coachable friend. Once upon a time, there was a young man whose fondest dream was to leave a legacy that would impact the world, leave the world a better place because he existed. His greatest desire was to impact the lives of many through his unique gifts and experiences. As he journeyed through this mortal life, he hit many walls that felt unbearable and impossible to break. Oftentimes he felt as though these walls would break him. He lived a corrupt life filled with crime, abuse, and addiction. He made many decisions that held him back from creating his dream, in due part because of ignorance, not knowing better. As this young man's life progressed, he was touched with the light. He felt a change in heart and a spirit of love. He felt God's hand in his life through his desire to serve and to make better choices. He made progress bit by bit, little by little. He discovered a book that taught him of his divine nature and of his true potential. He feasted upon its words, until he grew in knowledge and stature. His desires for good increased. His ability to perform in life was enhanced. He became an empowered young man and as such became empowering to others. He has found mentors, good and great, who have taught him the principles of life and of success, both spiritually and temporally. He has now come out of his shell and is reaching out to mentor others who are in a similar dilemma as he was, not knowing the difference, yet holding on to dreams that would impact the world. This young man is me. What I've learned on my journey is that nothing is impossible. Nothing we want to accomplish is that far off that it can't be done. If we want to accomplish our dreams, we can. If we want to impact our communities, we can. If we want to see a positive change in our lives, we must simply reach out to those who have what we want, learn of them, and share our learning with others. We need only to improve ourselves, if we hope to improve our lives. My coachable friend was me. But just as I have done, you also can do. Don't wait until it's too late, because when the day comes that your days are numbered, you will look back and wonder, what if? What if I would have put more effort into my true desires and dreams? Would I have accomplished them? Would I have impacted lives in the process? Could I have done more to pursue them? We need not look back with regret, if we but put our best efforts in the right places. Start today to focus in on those things that matter most to you. Start today to learn new skills, seek out mentors, be coachable enough to apply what they teach, and move forward knowing that you have a divine nature and as such, you have divine potential, infinite potential. The sky is not your limit, it goes far and beyond. If you will let me share with you what I've learned, I will be grateful for the opportunity to impact your life as your personal coach. This is my dream, to help you accomplish yours. If you are looking for support and guidance, joining our team, for free, would be your next logical step. I personally coach my team, Team Mindshift, one-on-one and through teleconferences to move beyond their limiting beliefs and give them the support they need to push through the day-to-day challenges that present themselves while in the pursuit of their dreams. I will personally guide you step by step through the process of accomplishing your goals with the information you've been blessed to receive in this book as well as with a proven system that will give you all that you need to reach your financial goals. The major challenge in going for your goal is not only knowing what to do, but having the determination to see it through to the end. That's where our teleconference and one-on-one support and guidance comes in. I will follow up with you as many times as you'd like, to help you with new limiting beliefs and challenges while keeping you accountable for following through on your commitments. Our team will be there for moral support and to keep your opponent limiting beliefs held back long enough for you to get the results you're looking for. There are millions of people all around the world who are settling for less in life due to beliefs they have about themselves, the world, and other people. You now know the formula to quickly neutralize those beliefs and stop the suffering of living below your potential. Let us free you from the suffering you deal with every day by not moving forward towards your true desires, and let's start you on the path to finally accomplishing your goals and dreams. Let's do this together. If you haven't done so already, you can join our team for free by clicking here. Regardless of whether or not we will form a business relationship, I hope and pray that my book was able to show you the possibilities and lead you in the right direction towards your true goals and aspirations.